Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into CMMC 2.0. That's the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification.
Uh-huh.
And if you're in SMB tech or cyber, and you work with the DoD, or maybe you want to, well, this is something you really need to understand.
It really is. It's the Department of Defense's way of making sure government information stays protected when it's handled by contractors, across the whole supply chain.
Right, the defense supply chain.
Yeah.
And it's becoming a requirement for more and more contracts.
Absolutely. Can't bid without it in many cases.
So CMMC 2.0, it's mainly about protecting two kinds of information, right?
Correct. You've got FCI, federal contract information. Think of that as the basic stuff, not classified, generated for a government contract.
Okay, basic info and the other type.
That's CUI-controlled, unclassified information. Now, that's the more sensitive category.
More sensitive.
Well, it covers a really broad range of data, things like technical drawings, some types of PII, export-controlled technology. Basically, information that needs safeguarding according to laws or government policies, even though it's not classified.
Got it. So our mission today is to give you a clear, concise rundown of CMMC 2.0 and some actionable steps you can take.
Sounds good.
Let's start with the basics then. What exactly is CMMC 2.0?
So it's the DoD's framework, their system for checking contractor cybersecurity. It used to be CMMC 1.0 with 5 levels, which caused some confusion.
A bit complex, maybe?
Yeah, feedback suggested it was. So 2.0 streamlined it down to 3 levels, and it's really built on existing well-known standards, primarily NIST SP 800-171 Revision 2.
Okay, 3 levels now. Easier to grasp. Let's walk through them. Level 1.
Level 1 is called foundational. Its job is protecting that first type of info we mentioned, FCI.
Federal contract information.
Correct. The requirements are pretty basic. 17 cyber hygiene practices. They come directly from a FAR clause, 52.20421.
And how is compliance checked?
For level 1, it's an annual self-assessment. You basically attest that you're meeting those 17 practices. The key thing here is level 1 is only about FCI. No CUI involved.
Simple enough. Basic safeguards for basic info. What about level 2? That sounds more involved.
It is. Level 2 is advanced, and this is where CUI protection comes in.
Okay, the sensitive stuff.
Right. This level requires implementing all 110 security controls from that NIST standard, NIST SP 800-171 Rev 2.
110 controls, that's a significant jump. And assessments. Still self-assessment.
Sometimes, but often not.
Right.
For contracts involving critical CUI, you'll likely need a third-party assessment every 3 years.
Third party.
Yes, by a C3PAO, a CMMC third-party assessment organization. They're certified to do these audits. However, for some level 2 contracts, perhaps those with less sensitive CUI, a self-assessment might still be an option.
So it depends on the specific contract and the CUI involved.
Precisely. And level 2 also mandates having certain documents ready.
Like?
You need a system security plan, an SSP. This document explains how your organization implements those 110 controls.
So detailing your security setup.
And you also need a plan of action and milestones, a POA&M. This tracks any security controls you haven't fully met yet and outlines your plan to address those gaps.
SSP and POAM. You mentioned NIST SP 800-171 is key here. Why is that standard so central?
Yeah, well, NIST 800-171 is the established standard for protecting CUI when it's on non-federal systems. So systems owned by contractors like you.
Makes sense. It provides the rule book.
Exactly. It's comprehensive, broken down into 15 domains or families of controls. Things like access control, who gets into what, incident response, what you do if there's a breach, that others like configuration management, keeping systems set up securely, audit and accountability, tracking who did what. Understanding these domains gives you a feel for the breadth of security required.
Okay, that paints a clearer picture of level 2. What's level 3 about?
Level 3 is expert. This is designed for protecting CUI against the most sophisticated threats, advanced persistent threats, or APTs.
State-sponsored actors, complex attacks.
That kind of thing. It requires meeting all the level 2 controls, plus additional, more advanced controls drawn from another NIST standard, SP 800-172.
And assessments for level 3.
Those are government-led, conducted triennially by the DCMA's DIBCK, that's the Defense Industrial Base Cybersecurity Assessment Center.
So assessed directly by the government.
Yes, though it's worth noting the full specifics for level 3 are still being finalized.
Okay, this framework, levels 1, 2, and 3. Why is really understanding this so important for SMB tech and cyber leaders specifically?
Well, think about it. CMMC creates a single unified standard across the entire defense industrial base. Small businesses, large primes, everyone handling DoD information needs to meet a certain cybersecurity bar.
So it levels the playing field in a way.
In terms of security expectations, yes. And it means everyone plays a part in protecting national security information. Crucially for SMBs, it's increasingly a gatekeeper for contracts.
Can't get the work without it.
Often, yes. You might not even be able to bid without demonstrating progress towards or achievement of the required CMMC level. So, understanding it is vital just to compete.
And beyond just winning contracts.
Beyond compliance, implementing these practices just makes your business more secure overall. Think about it meeting NIST 800-171 standards. That significantly hardens your defenses against all sorts of cyber threats, not just those targeting DoD data. It benefits your entire operation.
That's a really good point. Better security is just good business. So for an SMB leader listening right now, what should they actually do? What are the first steps?
First, you absolutely need to figure out what CMMC level applies to you. Look at your current contracts, look at contracts you want to bid on.
And determine if you handle FCI only or if CUI is involved.
Exactly. That dictates whether you're aiming for level 1, level 2, or potentially level 3 down the road. Once you know your target level.
Assess where you are now.
Right. Conduct a gap analysis. Compare your current cybersecurity practices against the specific requirements of that target level. Be honest about where the shortcomings are.
And document everything.
Definitely. Start developing your system security plan, the SSP. Even if it's just a draft initially, start documenting how you meet or plan to meet each required control.
Okay, determine level gap analysis, start the SSP. What about cloud environments? So many SMBs use the cloud.
Critical question. When you're dealing with DoD data, especially CUI in the cloud, you need to think about DoD impact levels, or ILs, and FedRAMP.
ILs and FedRAMP. Briefly, what are those?
Impact levels define the security requirements based on the sensitivity of the data. For CUI, you're typically looking at needing an environment rated for IL4. FedRAMP is the government program that certifies cloud services meet these security standards.
So not just any cloud service will do for CUI.
Not at all. This is where specific environments like Microsoft GCC High often come up. It's frequently recommended for CMMC level 2 or 3 contractors handling CUI.
Why GCC High specifically?
Well, a few reasons. It's designed to meet requirements up to IL4. It also supports ITAR International Traffic and Arms Regulations requirements. Very importantly, it's a U.S. sovereign cloud. Meaning the data physically stays within the U.S. and access is restricted to vetted U.S. persons. That's different from standard Microsoft GCC, which only goes up to IL2, isn't suitable for ITAR data, and shares infrastructure with commercial offerings.
So GCC High provides a more controlled U.S.-centric environment suitable for CUI.
Correct. But, and this is crucial, just subscribing to GCC High isn't enough.
It's not automatic compliance.
Absolutely not. You still have to properly configure the environment and implement all the required CMMC controls within that environment. The platform provides the capability, but you provide the configuration and management.
So the tool is important, but how you use it is what matters for compliance.
Precisely. You need to leverage its features, data segregation, US-only storage, restricted access, and align your configurations with NIST 800-171. Then, you implement the controls from your gap analysis, gather the evidence for your assessment.
And keep doing it right. It's not a one-time fix.
Not at all. Security is continuous. You need to maintain compliance, monitor your systems, adapt to new threats. It's an ongoing process.
This has been incredibly helpful. So to quickly recap, CMMC 2.0 is the DoD's framework to secure its supply chain. 3 levels, with Level 2 focused on CUI and tied closely to NIST SP 800-171. For you, as SMB tech and cyber leaders, understanding your level, performing a gap analysis, and making informed choices about things like cloud environments, potentially GCC High, are really key steps.
Key steps for both compliance and overall security improvement.
Definitely. So here's a final thought for you to consider. Given that cyber threats are constantly evolving and the defense supply chain security is more critical than ever, what proactive steps can you take starting today that go beyond just meeting the baseline CMMC requirements and truly strengthen your organization's long-term security resilience?
Something to think about.
That's our deep dive for today. Thanks for tuning in.